Hello, everybody. Just got back home and I was riding on the train. My notes, my report of my experiences. So this is KAP session 13 with facilitator Ellen. So what I do usually on KAP days, when I know I'm going to receive KAP, is I either eat a small meal or I try to fast, and then I do some breathing work. Because I've noticed through experimentation that way my experiences of KAP are more clear, more intense, and more vivid. Like the images are so vivid. Whereas if I've eaten, or if I've eaten a lot, or haven't done breath work that day, I feel the intensity is like half less. It's still intense, but it's less, and my body is less open to it or less receptive to it. So today it was an amazing session. I really love my facilitator. She's amazing. She's great. She's inspiring me. She's a light. Yeah, she's just an angel. So the session started off with a huge influx of energy. The energy was, just pouring into my body, and I felt my body, like filling up with it. And then the awareness, the awareness came that my body was connecting with everybody in the room. So like previous times, there were like strings, energy strings, connecting with the bodies of other people, and then light was pouring through those strings and filling their bodies up until they were filled up. So that was done, and then a prayer came. Words came like, let go, surrender to the process. And when those words came, I just said, like in my mind, in my being, I'm willing. I'm willing to surrender. And then all of a sudden, the experience got intensified. It felt like I was electrocuted with so much energy, like a huge influx, like literally like electricity. And I saw this aura form around my body. And then I stood up quickly. Like I saw briefly like angels were standing next to me, and they put their hand on me, and they were just like standing by me. And then I suddenly stood up, and I saw chakras of people. I was looking at the people, and I saw like this person is at the second chakra, living from the second chakra. This person has 4 chakras activated. This person has 5 chakras activated, and you could see which chakras were activated and which were not. So I could see that, like the energetic state of the energetic situation in each person. And then I was looking around, and I saw like this dark entity. Like with some people I saw like almost like guardian angels standing there, but the image was not clear. But then I saw a dark entity with one woman, and then I felt the energy go to that, and it was like the voice said, leave her, go away. And then it left. So then it was like I was doing some kind of harmony. So I was like a conductor in the middle, and I was fully in surrender, and my body was just like guiding the energy, and could feel with each person where the energy was blocked, where the energy had to move, where the energy had to go up or down, or what movements it had to make. Well, it was like this beautiful conduction of stream of energy. And I imagine this is what the facilitator feels like when he or she is doing it. So that was that was just amazing, because you're in this huge energetic flow where you're just conducting, where you're just in the flow of expression, and you realize you just have to let it go. You don't interfere with it, and it all happens by itself. And the movements that your body makes, and the energy, it's all so it's like I really felt my body being an instrument for consciousness and for expression of love. Then I fell on the ground and I was breathing really loud, like ah ah ah, like my body was like, yeah, really really. It was a visceral experience. I don't understand that phase. What's happening there? So then I did some mudras, some asanas, some chanting. Sometimes my breath stopped, and then my body did a bridge. So when the bridge is done, it opens up your whole body. It feels so amazing because energetically you feel this current just pour through you. So after that, oh yeah, I remember when I was channeling the KAP energy, or the energy was being channeled and I was witnessing it. I remember one person, she had like a lot of thoughts in her head, and that was felt. So the energy was moving in her head, and then the thoughts were like dissipating, just disappearing. And then with another person, there was a cloud on her face, so there was like a breeze of fresh air and a fresh energy, like a energy wash. It was so subtle, but it was so charged. Then I had moments where the facilitator touched me because she was touching certain meridian points and chakras, and when she did that, I felt this very subtle instinctive feeling of my ego, of my resistance, my need to protect myself, my need to judge, my need to my feelings of shame, my guilt, all those things. I felt it in the body. So I realized it's all stored in the body. Like, this is working with energy, this is working with consciousness, but in the body, like, it's like bodily contractions, bodily memory, and that's where like those deep impressions about your past are stored. All of a sudden, I saw my inner child, and it was a moment where it was one of the few memories, first memories I have from my life, and I saw him standing there with my sister, and I went up to him and I said, "Come with me, please." And he was a bit like reluctant, and I said, "I love you." He looked at me and I said, "I promise you, I will always love you." And he like trusted me a little bit more, and then I hugged him and I told him over and over again, "You're precious to me. I love you. I will take care of you. I swear, I promise you, I will take care of you." And then he like merged into my body, and I felt like this this kind energy, this goodness fill my body up. It was so, it was like a small rebirth. It was like I came to life again. It was such a beautiful experience. Then I saw sitting myself there, and I saw like my chakras, and there was this green energy ball in my chest, and I saw it was vibing with all the other people, and I saw their heart chakra was also activated, and it was green. Everywhere was green. It was like vibing, communicating in the same frequency. It was, yeah, it was like amazing. And then I saw a future. I saw this woman with whom in the future I could have some moments. And I saw like this whole, I'm not sure whether it's fantasy or a projection of my subconscious, but it was so clear, and it was so so right. Yeah. So I will let you know if that was a premonition and if it came true or not. So at the end, I saw how all people were connected. When we opened up our eyes, I asked everybody to, because so near the end of my session, I got this impression, this thought, this voice that said to me that I needed to connect everybody. So when it was my turn to share my story, I asked everybody, can everybody please take their hold of their hands? And then they took their hands. And I asked, close your eyes. And I just said the words that I got in the KAP session. And it was, you are all beautiful. You are all loved. You are all waves of love. And then I felt something energetically shift. And then I said, open up your eyes and look at everybody. And everybody was so presently connected with each other. It was so beautiful to see that. During the process of KAP, a lot of the time when the process would come to an end, so there is a movement that happens and then either visuals come or movements come or some kind of energetic experience comes, but then the movement ends and then it's quiet. And in those moments, when you're just in that quietness, I would have sometimes some prayers or some intentions that would guide me and that would start a new movement. There were things like, if there is a God, I ask for his help now. Like when that came, like suddenly a new movement started and new insights or new experiences started to arise. Also, help me to perform whatever miracles you want of me to perform. Also, surrender to this process. Do what is needed. Also, words that came were, all glory be to thee, O Lord, that I may be of infinite service. Like when all these things were said, it was like an ignition key, like an intentional ignition key for the energy to start doing something that was needed to be done. Also, so this time, it was my first time. So usually people are lined up so you have the center where the facilitator is, and the people are lying in a circle with their heads towards the middle. But this time, because we were with a lot of people and the room was quite big, we were all like lying like parallel to each other with our heads to the middle. And in the middle, I was lying here and there was another woman lying there. And I saw that other woman, she had so much energy, like wide, huge energy. It was like she was singing, she was expressing, she was like, there was so much going on there. And I felt sometimes a connection, an interaction with her energy. It was so powerful. I was in this state where my body was completely surrendered. And when she was singing, an impulse in me came to sing and to let out certain sounds, almost like a wolf. And I felt there was an inhibition. I felt the impulse being blocked viscerally by this some kind of unconscious fear to express my voice, because there's some kind of belief that my voice is ugly or not beautiful or not like the others. So there's this deep judgment, and because of that, I was not able to sing loud. I was just making small sounds because that felt comfortable and safe. So I'm so grateful for that, because I know now that this is something that I really need to dig into and address. I will do that and I will let you know how it evolves. Also, there came a moment where a thought came that said, I surrender all fear to God. And then the process in my body started. I saw like my body was like literally like scanned through, and I saw wherever there was fear, guilt, shame, and I saw that some things were not ready to be let go of. Some things were really deep and had to be processed. And then the thought came, I surrender all that I am and all that I think I am to God. That process started something. I felt it was like my whole sense of being, my whole life spark, my life sense of existence it was all like transforming, some kind of recalibration, some kind of evaporation, and then a unbecoming, so that there may appear a becoming. And the process stopped because there was a deep identification with the body. There's a deep thought that says, I am the body, I am this body. And there's a fear to leave the body, to lose the body. So that's also a great discovery that I made. Afterwards, a lot of people shared, and it was very interesting because, I mean, people do this either to have some kind of new experience, so they're either very curious, or they do it like a self-help tool, or some people do it like a way to spiritual progress, evolve. Like, that's what I'm doing it for. It's like I feel called to it because it's always inviting me to shed a layer, to go deeper and deeper and deeper, and to, oh, by the way, at a certain moment in the process, while I was like doing the conducting of the energies through everybody, while it was happening and I was aware of it, there was this awareness of every chakra lighting up, and every chakra was either resonating or not resonating with my chakra. And it was so interesting to see that. And I saw with some person, like a layer literally fell off, a layer, and that person had some kind of epiphany or transcendent moment. It was really, yeah, like strange to see that. It's so, it's so graceful. Like, it's so magnificent. Like this energy, this process. What I wanted to say before was that people have their own reason for doing this. And when I told them that I already did 13 sessions, they're like, it's almost like you're addicted to it, or it's like drugs for you. And I was like, no, because I don't feel dependent on it. I just feel more and more in alignment when I do it. And I'm at a stage in my life where I don't want to waste time anymore. I don't want to waste time living a life on automatic pilot, living a life unfulfilled, living a life not expressing my authenticity. Like, it doesn't cut it for me anymore. I cannot bear it. Like, the boredom is real. So I realize that by doing this, I become more and more who I am, who I really am, who I'm supposed to be. And this process, it allows me to energetically, not skip the process, but energetically it gives me more awareness, more energy, more power to deal with the unconscious patterns, to deal with the unconscious behaviors, to deal with the unconsciousness in my life. It brings more and more to light. And I can only imagine that if I keep doing this, I will be a completely whole different person. And the beauty of it is not by my willpower. It is by my own energy that is more aligned and more aligned and more aligned each single day and each single KAP session. And if I fall out of frequency or out of alignment, I go to the KAP session and I'm in alignment again. And then when you make decisions, when you take steps in your life, you feel empowered. You feel supported by the universe. You feel like you know what you're supposed to do. And it's a knowingness. It's not a thought out plan or a conceptualized idea. It's a knowingness. And I think that's invaluable for people who really want to get serious about their life purpose, about their emotional blockages, about their inability to express themselves or inability to be creative, whatever. If they are blocked in any kind of way, or if they are limited in any kind of way, this will help them to break the limitations. This will empower them. So I can recommend this to everybody. But I also said at the end of the session that I think it's great to use other modalities to combine it with KAP, because the information that I get in KAP, like the fears, the things you're aware of, it's the same like an ayahuasca. In ayahuasca, when you drink a drink and you go into that 6, 7, 8 hour trip, you get a lot of info, you get a lot of insights. But the thing is, you're not always able to embody what you got, because the deeply unconscious programmed patterns from childhood are so deeply rooted that you cannot just replace them by your current knowledge. Because even if you replace them, you put it on top, the fundament is still there. It's your fundamental base of being that was programmed and constructed into you. And I told them that last time when I went to KAP, I hugged somebody. I hugged a facilitator, and I felt this magnetic click, this union, this love, this I am home. And I went home, and I felt this aching, this need. Oh my God, I want it back. So my mind started to project things like, oh my God, I love her. I'm in love with her. I want to be with her. I want to be happy with her. I want to. All these stories came up, and I was just aware of it, and I realized, just stay with it. Don't express this yet. Just stay with it. And I realized, why is this feeling so strong? Why do I feel this urge, this craving so strong? And then I did a psychological process on myself, a deconstruction of the feelings, transpersonal work. And when I did that, I got to the core, to the root cause. And what to my big surprise happened there? As a kid, my inner child, he did not receive enough love. His perception was that he did not perceive the love that he wanted, that he had the impression he did not receive enough of it. So there was a missing, a hole, an emptiness, and it was constantly present with me. So now every time I saw a potential partner, or I had some feelings for somebody, it was driven by this need, by this emptiness, to fill up this hole. So I would get thoughts and emotions and reactions to stimulate me, to get that person to be with me, so that this hole can be filled. But now, when it was seen through, when it was realized, when it was felt viscerally in the body, in this transpersonal work, I felt this huge uplifting. I felt a wholeness. I realized the love was always there. My parents gave all their love that they could. It's only that their expression of it was limited by their ego, by their own personality, by their own struggles. But the love was always there. When I realized that, like, the illusion fell away and I felt whole. I fell on my knees, I started crying. I said, thank you for this life. Thank you for this life spark. Thank you for this feeling. Thank you for this gift. And I was so thankful to the facilitator for having that experience. And I realized from that moment on that every negative experience, every negative feeling, every craving, every sensation, you can deconstruct it. You can find it in yourself. You can integrate what you have learned, or what you have been given as instructions to work on. You can work with it. You can be holy, meaning you can make yourself whole in a way that is healthy, because I realize everybody has a lot of unhealthy wounds which keep them stuck. For me, for instance, it was me constantly being being a slave to the program of, I need somebody to fill up this hole. I need somebody to fill up this hole. I need somebody to love me. I need somebody to fill up this emptiness. And when you're free of that and you really feel that, you realize how much of your energy, of your attention is freed up. How much more open you are to people. How much more clearly you can perceive women, people, because you don't need anymore. You just want to share. You just want to be, you just see them as they are. And you see yourself as you are. I'm really excited for this year to come. I wish everybody a happy New Year and a happy Christmas. I wish everybody the best, the healthiest, the most abundant times. I'm really glad that I'm doing this. I really needed this. It's such a gift. It's really such a humongous gift. It's like you forgot that you were alive. You forgot that you had responsibility, that you had choices, that you had feelings, that you had so much to experience and to live through. And all of a sudden, you are given access to all of that, to all the depths of your humanity. You are given access to that, and you get to experience all of it. And I mean, we are here to experience our humanity, right? To express our humanity. And I see now more and more that the way for me is not to try and make myself a better person. It is for me to remove the traumas or the wrong impressions that keep me from seeing clearly, that keep me from shining my light, that keep me from embracing or loving everybody. Because when you remove all the traumas and all the illusions, the love shines by itself. It's pure, like the soul energy, the love energy. Its expression is only loving. You don't have to act loving. You don't have to intend, I'm going to be loving. You don't have to plan to be loving, to have to do loving deeds. It's just your spontaneous, true, natural nature that expresses itself, because it's not longer hindered or limited by the personality's trauma and past experience. But right now it is. It's shackled. And because of that, the expressions are minute. The expressions of love are sporadic. And they are also experienced sporadic. But if you remove it all, your experience will be constant love. And your expression will be constant love. And your experience, I mean, wow. I'm sorry for making the video so long, but I just, as I told you, I just want to document this experience. For anyone who is interested, just to see what is the value of it, what is it doing, how do you use it, how do you work with it, what are the things that come up, that don't come up. I mean, you can always ask me questions, but it's purely documentational reason. I think it just came as an idea. I didn't doubt it. And I mean, I'm expressing myself. And what I love about sharing and talking this out is that when you talk about your mystical moments or about anything in your life, neuroplastically, something happens when you materialize and lay out your words. When you speak it out, the thoughts become visible, the construct become visible. It all gets a contextual understanding, and you kind of get this sense or map of what is what, where is who, what's happening, how to interpret that, how to relate to these things. Because if you don't speak it, if you keep it all in your head, it can feel like a fantasy, like a dream that you've had. If it can feel like some kind of imagination. But if you speak it out, in the process of speaking it out, you're constructing, the mind constructs the concept of it also. So conceptually, you have reference points, you have understanding. It adds to it, it enriches your understanding. Right. I think I've said all that I wanted to say. Do I want to say that? Yeah, I want to say one more thing. If any of you guys is interested in KAP, I would recommend Ellen in Antwerp, Karen in Antwerp, Hiske in Antwerp, Florine in Amsterdam. I've worked with all of them and they're amazing. They each have their own style, but they're amazing. Besides that, I would recommend you to use some kind of psychological process to add on to that process, to integrate, to dissect, to deconstruct, and then integrate and live your truth. Embody your truth. Be who you really want to be.